Welcome to another video. Today we're going to explore something very deep and heavy, the inner world of someone living with dissociative identity disorder. For those not familiar, DID was previously known as multiple personality disorder. It's a complex psychological condition where different distinct identities or alters exist within one individual. These alters can have vastly different personalities, thought patterns, and even voices from the person's main identity. Develops from a history of recurring childhood trauma as a way to cope by dissociating or separating parts of the psyche. Having these separate identities helps contain overwhelming experiences. To illustrate what the inner experience of DID can be like, I've written a dialogue between two alters wrestling with existential pain, trauma memories, and thoughts of giving up. It's heavy stuff, but I aim to handle it with sensitivity. Bouts of despair, feeling alone in the void, battling thoughts of just ending it all to make the pain stop. They persist for the other, more fragile parts inside. They have a profound inner strength, all while the person on the outside has no idea the war's being waged underneath. Living with DID must be an incredibly heavy burden. These Andraris represent shattered pieces of a core self, forced to be this way through no fault of their own as children. I don't claim to fully understand the reality, but I hope exploring a fictionalized glimpse promotes more curiosity, empathy, and compassion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you or someone you know is having thoughts of self-harm, there are crisis resources available that I'll link in the description. Thanks for listening to this very serious one. I'll see you all again soon.
Does anybody care about us?
Yes, the University of Paris has asked me to do a lecture, in fact. I'm going to be doing it via Skype.
It's 14, right?
We exist. Why are you in this chair?
Why are we still here? It hurts so much. The memories, the pain. I can't take it anymore. You think I don't know that? I've been carrying this pit of despair for decades. We're the ones who have to face the darkness head on. But I'm so tired of the nightmares, the flashbacks. I want them to stop. I want to feel safe for once. Safe? Don't be naive. The world is a cruel, unforgiving place that took away our innocence. We'll never be truly safe. Then what are we supposed to do? I can't live like this, flinching at every shadow, distrusting everything. Sometimes I think it'd be better if we just ended it. Don't go there. As miserable as this existence is, we have to survive for them. I know, the little ones inside, the fragile pieces, but how much more can we take? As much as it takes. We've made it this far against all odds. The human outside, they have no idea the wars we wage within every single day just to persist. I'm just so tired. I don't have your strength and rage to keep going sometimes. Then let me bear that burden when you need to rest, as you've had to for me. We can't give up, not until our Creator is truly at peace. We owe them that much. Okay. I'll try to keep holding on. Just don't leave me alone with the void, please. I can't face that darkness by myself. Never. We are in this together, torn from the same battered soul. I'll be here for as long as we're still needed.
Well, that sounds like the bad guy.
I'll talk to him. The term dissociative identity disorder speaks to dissociation, and dissociation speaks to disconnect in your thinking, your behavior, or your relationships, or in your feelings, or in your experience with the world around you. First of all, someone suffering from dissociative identity disorder may struggle with depersonalization, which is feeling detached from your body, thoughts and feelings. It's kind of witnessing from afar what you are doing, what you're thinking is like peering in on someone else's thoughts. Derealization is when you feel detached from the world, when it feels like you are watching a movie and none of it is really real, or just moments of lack of clarity. You're actually losing chunks of time of your life and other experiences other people in your life can refer to, but you ain't sure what they are talking about. With DID, you have two personalities that take over your psyche, your psychology, your thinking, your feeling, and your behavior. And with each one come wild fluctuations or varying. There are different versions of you, and they remember things differently. And so there's some kind of overlap and confusion about any current subject matter. Your alters may have different races, religion, different genders, different beliefs, different personalities, different ages, come from different parts of the world and even speak different dialects. They may be completely made up or created based on a trauma. And sometimes your alters might even be animals, like in my case. Going from one to the other is called switching. It takes seconds, minutes, hours, even days to go from one to the other. Now, speaking of shifting, triggers may cause it to happen rapidly. Now, it's important to recognize that if these experiences are caused by substances, then they are caused by substances and not DID. This video would help you confirm some things, but to get proper diagnosis, you need to spend quite a bit of time in treatment. The reason for that is if switching occurs gradually, your therapist may not even know or notice it's happening, or it may happen not in the presence of someone who can diagnose you.
Who are you?
Barry.
I don't think you are. I'm gonna take a professional guess based on the description of all 23 identities that live in Kevin's body that I've gotten from Barry. I think I'm talking to Dennis.
So oftentimes, it takes a long time for this diagnosis to formally be made. But if I'm telling you these things and you are going check, 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 then this more than likely describes what you are going through. Dealing with DID is firstly getting to know the key alters and know who does what, because they all have a role, and your job is to work out what their role and what they are concerned about. Then you can begin to understand why you have them in the first place. Okay? This is the heart of the matter. We can all dissociate if we are subjected to sufficient distress. But for most of us, that capacity requires enormous traumatic experience to trigger alters. If you're out there with the idea, hear this. Your mind is just coming up with an incredibly sophisticated and a clever solution to a scenario most of us would not begin to understand or relate to. My name is Victorrichman, and have a good night.